Well, I don't know if this video will have any entertainment value, but it's mainly for my own future reference. I have a leaking hydraulic hose. It's the steering hose for the right side cylinder on this 7130 Magnum, and it looks to me like the hose rubbed on trying to get the light and the camera and everything lined up here, but I can definitely see rub marks on this front drive shaft joint. I don't know why, but at some point in the steering process that hose must have come down close enough, because as you can see right now, it's got I'd say probably 2 inches of room clearance. So the hose has to come off. It's routed all the way up through the frame here, up the back of the engine to the steering valve. I replaced one a few years ago. This one actually, and same deal. It goes on the opposite side of the engine, but just about as much fun. Anyway, the hardest part of this job is, well, I shouldn't say the hardest, but to start with, find a place to hang my trouble light, opening the hood on these tractors, or this one specifically. Over the years I've replaced a lot of these, well, you can't see them now, but the little lift assist cylinders. They're quite expensive, they don't last any time at all, and you're right back to a dead weight lift to raise the hood. So it's a two-man job really, but I'm going to try and do it by myself. Brake and lift for you. What I had to do was a good old bungee cord on here to hold the latch up, otherwise it would not release. Anyway, hood is up, out of the way. Here's these useless lift, no lift assist cylinders, one on each side, both basically useless right now. If I thought the new ones would last a few years, I'd buy them, but in my experience, anytime you replace them, they're very short-lived. Anyway, I gotta track down which one of these hoses. I think it's that one in there. Going way up. No, this is the one I replaced several years ago. I think it's this one back here. From there, up to there, down to there. Oh yeah. Just waiting on the old air compressor to build up a little pressure here. I want to clean up this area. This is the coupling that has to come apart. Now, somehow I've got to get in there with the wrenches and find room enough to turn, and quite frankly I don't think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to have to undo it right up there on the valve so I can pull it out here and get in the working area. But first, a little bit of a cleanup. That old compressor takes a while to build up any pressure. Okay, got the top connection undone without too much trouble. It wasn't super tight. Now I got to find a cap to plug those holes, and now I got plenty of room to get out with the wrenches here and undo this metal line, and then we'll snake that hose down through the frame, hopefully get it out of there. just for future reference. Yeah, it's a little hard to see. I got a plug in there, but these are O-ring base fittings. That's the end of the hose. I've got it down to the point where all I have to do is disconnect it from the steering cylinder on the other side, and I should be able to pull it through here. So, not too bad so far. I got a feeling getting the new one in might be a little more involved, but we'll see. Right, poor lighting aside, this fitting has to come off. It's on the bottom end of the right side steering cylinder. There's the wear spot. Be very careful not to touch the steel braid sticking through. Extremely painful if you do. Anyway, I'm hoping to look at a little better routing for the new one. Keep it up out of the way. I still can't see how that ever came in contact with this joint, because there's plenty of space at this point, but maybe somewhere in the steering cycle, full lock, one way or the other, it changes. I don't know. I'll have to get some assistance. Well, look at the dirt up in that frame there. I put gallons of water through there yesterday to wash it out, and it's just impossible. You can't get in there. Anyway, let's keep on with this here removal process. Well, several hours later, here we are. New hose. Got the old protective coating tube on there. Thanks to Ron at RCS, we got a new one put together pretty quick with the O-ring base couplers, not couplers but fasteners. Anyway, I want to tape this up so it'll be dust proof, because I got to slide it up through the channel of the frame here. And as I recall, it's a bit of a struggle, so I'm going to get busy with some duct tape here. Well, I got it threaded in. Quite the circuitous route it takes through there. But now I got to figure out, I got to tighten this piece before I install that, because once that's in there, this is in a place that's almost impossible to get 2 wrenches on. So I'm going to try tightening this up at what I think is the right angle. And then that will be the final attachment. Okay. And just listen to the relaxing sound of rain on the roof. That's actually sarcasm. Rain on the roof at harvest time is actually kind of a stressful sound.